Hello, my name is Katie Gutzmann, and I'm the owner of Friday Freelance, a marketing services business based in rural Nebraska. First and foremost, I just want to say congratulations on choosing entrepreneurship as a potential career exploration part of your journey. I'm really excited to share my experience as an entrepreneur with you today and give you some tips on things that might help you set yourself up for success if this is an area that you're interested in exploring. I just want to say first and foremost also that there is so much opportunity out there in the business world, and it is such an exciting time to be in the entrepreneur space because there's so much innovation happening right now. So thanks for joining me today, and hopefully I'll give you some insights that might help set you on your path. To give you a little bit of a background on myself, I grew up, born and raised in rural Nebraska, and I went to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln when I was looking for colleges. I majored in agribusiness with an emphasis on marketing, mainly because I always knew I had a real passion for agriculture. And I also thought there was something with that business and marketing that I really, really enjoyed. So after college, I worked for about 12 years, primarily working in agriculture marketing positions. And those kind of involved marketing management, communications, event planning type of roles. The companies that I worked for were Hogemeyer Hybrids, Golden Harvest, and Greenleaf Genetics. And I also spent some time in Omaha working for an advertising agency. I have to say that one of the most beneficial things I did while I was in college was also I had some internship experiences, and those were really helpful for me to figure out that I did want to pursue that type of work experience. I really enjoyed that, just reaffirmed that I really like the marketing side of things. I meant to mention that earlier. But all of this work experience that I have gotten from internships, and then when I went out into the real world, all really informed the process of me stepping out on my own to become an entrepreneur. Some people do it earlier in life, some people do it later in life. I had a little experience under my belt, which I do think was really helpful and has served me well, not only from a network of people that I've built, but also just the experience that I got. So it's a little bit about my journey. One of the things that I do really love about today's society is that, and what opportunity you'll have as well going out into the working world, is you can really live and work wherever you like. And so when we had children, we decided we wanted to move to a rural space. We were living kind of in the Omaha area, and we wanted to raise our kids in a rural setting. So this really excited me because, in rural spaces, we have such neat opportunities that maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, people might not have had. I guess I'm speaking for myself too. I work in the service industry, so most of what I provide is service-based. But I'm able to do that from the comfort of our home in a rural town. We can look out my window and see the farm. Yet I have this connection to a network of people, work with clients that are all over the United States, and I have a client in Canada. And so I just think that's kind of a unique opportunity that we have this in today's world. When I think about entrepreneurship, if I knew at your age, as in high school, that's what I wanted to do, I'm not sure if I exactly knew it at that point. My parents were both entrepreneurs. My mom had a couple businesses while we were growing up, and then my dad was a farmer, and he had a custom hay baling business that I helped both on my mom's businesses and on my dad's. So I guess you could say there was maybe a little bit of that spirit planted in me early on, yet I might not have discovered that I was ready to do it for my own self until many, many years later. For those of you wondering a little bit of information about what it is that I do on a day-to-day basis, I work in marketing. So there's different types of entrepreneurs. There's, some that have a storefront and people come in. There's entrepreneurs that sell products online, and there's entrepreneurs that offer service-based types of businesses, which is what I do. And so I offer marketing services to people, small businesses really, and medium-sized businesses who just need help with some marketing help. when I first started out, I was really just going to be more project-based, kind of freelancing, doing copywriting. I built websites, and just worked in project management. But it's really evolved over the past year, 18 months, to be a little bit more strategic in what I do. And so now I really offer businesses who are just getting started a bit of a brand strategy. So it helped develop their logo, their materials that they might use to promote their business. I build their website and then help them develop a marketing plan to set themselves up for success. I also have another side of my business that works more with corporate clients. And so some of those corporations that just need either some freelance services or just getting a framework in place for a more strategic approach to their marketing plan. So those are kind of the areas that I have evolved into over the past 12 to 18 months. And I really enjoy getting that opportunity to help businesses sort of define where it is they want to go, and then build a plan that's gonna get them there, and hopefully have fun along the way in their marketing side of things. So when I think about some tips of if I wish I would have known back then what I know now, I thought I might just summarize it in 5 tips for you listening, of things that you might be able to do in your high school journey to set yourself up for success if entrepreneurship is in your future, or even marketing. So these can kind of cross across both, because if you're an entrepreneur, you'll do a lot of marketing, where mine combines both. But the first one is just start today to gain experience. If you think you want to own your business someday, consider starting something right now. That experience that you'll gain is truly valuable, and it'll guide what you do in the future. Think about where there is a particular need in your community, or something that is just happening in the world, and that you have the talents or the abilities to possibly fill that need. It'll give you that great hands-on experience, even if it's just selling a handmade product. Maybe you like to paint or make something handmade, or maybe you want to offer a service where you're doing maybe lawn mowing. Just consider that you're never too young to start a business, and really kind of get that hands-on experience that will also just provide value, whether you go out and get a real job, or you become an entrepreneur after college. The second one is just be involved. At this point in your life, getting that experience with organizations, whether that's FFA or in sports, there is so much that those types of organizations will teach you about life. And I can't stress how important those are. I know for me, FFA and sports and speech really gave me a great foundation in communication and just personal growth and development that I think set myself up for the future. And so I encourage you to just be involved. Number 3 is network. This is something you're going to probably want to get used to hearing, because as you consider where you want to go in the world, building a network of people that you know and can connect with is truly important. I can tell you it's been an incredible asset to me. I have primarily an online presence for how I went to market, but most of my business has been built on word of mouth. So people who knew me, saw what I was doing, and have contacted me. And then once I've done work for them, they might tell a friend, and it just continues on down the line. So really building that network has been a foundation to my success, and just really thinking about how you might be able to do that through those organizations that you get involved with, through those work experiences that you might have. You're establishing that network at the ground level essentially right now. Number 4 is to seek guidance from local entrepreneurs. If you have a real desire to want to explore this career path, I know that there would be people in your local area that would be happy to visit with you about their journey, about what they've learned, things that they might be able to pass along and teach you. And I know they would appreciate getting to share some of that knowledge and help someone else on their path. So in exchange, if you do ask for them to share some of their knowledge with you. Maybe there is something you could do in exchange to just provide some volunteer work to help their business. If you have that marketing side of things, maybe, giving them some ideas that you might have from your perspective that might help them with their marketing or just evaluating their marketing. But it's amazing, those little conversations that can sometimes just really open up your mind to different ideas, and on the flip side, their mind to what your perspective is as well, because it's very important. And number 5 is just don't be afraid to fail. This one, there really is actually no such thing as failing, because I look back at everything that I've done in my life, and all of them have been learning opportunities. The ones where I felt like they were failures were probably where I learned the most and created the most value and really got clarity. So I think that just know that that is on your path. Whatever you decide to do, there's no mistakes. As a high schooler, just surround yourself with a positive network, figure out ways to network with others and gain experience. And don't get too worried if you make a mistake. It's all part of your journey. If there's anything I can do to help you as you go on your career path, and if entrepreneurship is something that you're interested in, or marketing, I'd love to have a conversation with you. So please feel free to reach out. My email is katie@fridayfreelance.com. You can also check on my website, fridayfreelance.com, or follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. My handle is Friday Freelance, and that's FREYDAY, and then the word freelance. I'll also post it here. But I'm grateful to the many people who helped me on my journey, and I'd be happy to pass along that favor. As you continue on exploring all the different careers, I wish you nothing but the best as you move forward in your path. There's so much opportunity. It's an exciting time to be your age. And once you get out into the world, there's so much opportunity and unique experiences ahead for you. Best of luck on your journey. Thanks.